I get the feeling that we're going to be hearing a lot about this. This is just the beginning of what is going to be a massive battle that is going to command headlines of the media for years to come. And that's because Teamsters is now going after Amazon. So for those of you that are not familiar with this channel, I recently started working at an Amazon warehouse. So far I've had 3 shifts. They've all been night shifts from 11:30 p.m. to 3:30 a.m. But enough about me. Let's talk about what's going on here and what we can expect to see now that Teamsters has Amazon in its crosshairs. Let's start with a little bit of background on Teamsters. This organization has been around since 1903. They have over 1.4 million active members and 500,000 retired members in the United States and Canada. And since their inception in 1903, Teamsters has been behind labor and union movements. And per their website, they claim that these unionizations have been the driving force behind the weekend, that 2 days off that you have at the end of every 40-hour work week, health insurance and pensions, just to name a few of the big things. And Amazon is just coming out of a major battle against workers in Alabama that almost voted to unionize. According to TheVerge.com, Amazon took part in what was called a union busting campaign in order to essentially break up these Alabama workers and their desire to form a union. And one of the tactics that they used was installing mailboxes for the voters outside of warehouses to give the perception that Amazon had some control over the voting process. Now, even though Amazon did win this battle against unionization at the Alabama warehouse, they did make some major concessions in favor of worker rights nationwide. And this new battle against Teamsters is going to look massively different. And that's because Teamsters is not going to be approaching this in the same way that workers did in Alabama at a single warehouse. Teamsters has instead said that they will be standing up against Amazon as a company. That means that they are fighting this fight across the board, across the entire nation instead of one single state. So for Amazon in a single state like Alabama, it was potentially easier for them to fight back against this unionization effort, but we will see if it looks different because this is going to be a massively different scale approach that we have here by Teamsters. So Randy Krogan, who's the union's national Amazon director for Teamsters, was interviewed by The Guardian, asked why Teamsters has decided to take on Amazon. And essentially what he's saying is that this issue is actually bigger than Amazon. And that's because pricing pressures across the board are negatively affecting workers at the UPS, USPS, and FedEx as wages are decreasing and working safety standards are also falling because Amazon has really lowered these standards across the board. And in order to compete, in order to stay alive, these other industries where workers have essentially been guaranteed strong, livable wages, pensions, stock options for so many years are now coming under pressure. So to give an example, an Amazon driver in Southern California makes $16 an hour. Now, at the same time, a unionized UPS driver in Southern California makes $38 per hour. And on top of that, there's another $29 per hour in health and pension benefits. And if we get further into this Guardian article, we see that labor experts are agreeing that Teamsters is in the perfect position to fight this fight and that they really need to do so for their members and to protect their members' livelihood. Teamsters is large enough, they have the resources, the number of members, and they are committed to spending what needs to be spent in order to actually take this fight and give it a legitimate chance of having a lasting impact in the freighting industry. So yes, this is very big and this is just the beginning. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of articles pop up about this in the future. Recently, Amazon and the Amazon warehouse environment has really come under fire. There have been some massive media posts about the fact that Amazon has a 150% monthly turnover in their warehouses, 3% daily turnover, and people are coming out and starting to say that Amazon actually wants to have this high of a turnover. It's kind of in place. That's the expectation that they lose a certain amount of workers in order to maintain that high level of efficiency within the warehouse. So let me know your thoughts on this. If you've worked at an Amazon warehouse, if you've worked at UPS, USPS, FedEx, anywhere in the freighting industry, what do you think the outcome is going to be? Leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. There are definitely a ton of factors at play here. The media is going to have a heyday. Amazon's definitely going to put up a massive fight. And as we've already seen, Amazon is definitely automating a ton of processes. So it is possible that this leads to more automation and potentially more efficiencies for Amazon that come with that, but more issues for the labor market in general when jobs are taken out of the system. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel.